And hello there folks, welcome back to RJB TV here with your host RJB or RJB TV, and today we're going to go back to Burgersasu against 458. We've had one game so far between these two experts of the 1 versus 1 on fastest map. And I've got a cute little new thing that I want to show, just because I can. Whoop. Oh wait, I forgot to add effects. I was actually planning on using some effects for this one, but turns out I forgot to add the effects. So it's just gonna appear like this out of nowhere. Yeah, we've got here 458 on the red Protoss. He has no wins at all at the moment. And his opponent here on the middle left of the map, it's Burgersasu on the green Zerg, has himself one single win. And now he's trying to get win number 2. Or maybe 458 is going to try to get himself his first win. Who knows what's going to happen? We're going to have to watch and see. Although, this looks like 458 is going to try to do some kind of a gateway rush, because I don't see a reason why he would build that gateway or the pylon all the way up in the front, unless he was planning on doing something of a rush. And he's placing the pylon all the way there in the front to reduce rushing distance for his zealots when they spawn. And let's see if that's going to work out for him. It's a little bit of a delay on the first gateway starting, because the probe has to travel from the Nexus to this point here, but he gets triple gateway at the same time. That's going to be a nasty surprise for Burgersasu, who is going to get found out on the very first scouting location that 458 decides to go to. So pretty good start here for 458. But Burgersasu is pretty good at defending these kinds of rushes. He's pretty good. Historically speaking, there's a lot of evidence that suggests Burgersasu knows exactly what to do, but he's going to have to find out first. Because if he is unaware or unprepared that a rush is coming, he might be doing the wrong things that might prevent him from defending this rush. So triple zealot on the way. From every single gateway, you're in the front. Very small little bit of distance to cover to reach this choke, but because he went for 3 gateways at the same time, all the 3 zealots are going to come out a little bit slower than they usually would if you went for 2 gateways, and then there's some time in between for the 3rd gateway, but he went for 3 at the same time. And yeah, that really does mean that even though he wants to rush, he can't rush, because the zealots arrive way too late. He's going to ball up some zealots here at the back, though. He's going to ball up, he's going to forge on the way in the back. He's going to defend. I'm really not too sure what the idea was behind this build order from 458. Because Burgersasu actually doesn't even have to defend himself against this, because 458 isn't even capable of rushing anymore. 458 realized that maybe the zealots came out a little bit too late. He realized it himself. So that's why he didn't go for it. And Burgersasu is absolutely loving this. Burgersasu is absolutely loving this, because this scenario is great for Burgersasu. This is the best scenario you can possibly imagine. The opponent spending a lot of minerals on what is allegedly an early game rush, while you as the Zerg are going to have an easy time defending against it, although, ooh, the egg block there, he's blocking up the pathway. Beautiful timing, not even a single zealot made it through. I thought 1 or 2 were going to walk through, but not one made it through that tight, narrow space. And now the Sunkens fend off the zealots. The zealots have achieved 1 single zealot kill in exchange for 3 or 4 zealot lives. Not really worth it. 458 is scratching his head, but he is not giving up on the race. 458 knows that, okay, my plan didn't really work out as I intended to. I kind of wanted to rush and break that choke early on. Not gonna work. And he's not gonna waste time trying to brute force a strategy he knows didn't work. So he goes for a triple nexus in the back, pulls a pylon on the middle, and starts a little zealot probe dance to avoid losing the probe to beautiful Zergling micro. Burgersasu's got a great Zergling micro. And we're gonna see whether 458 can... Nope, he can't keep the probe alive, but 458 knew that the probe had a pretty high chance of dying, so he pulls another probe there to the front, to the middle, starts building cannons without losing any time whatsoever. Just one dead probe, a couple of dead Zerglings, but no time lost on building those cannons here in the front to start the push on that sunken and on the hatchery, because these cannons here can hit the hatchery. And that's all he wants, and the amount of zealots is growing pretty big. He keeps on producing zealots, so maybe this build order from 458, maybe it's gonna work after all. Maybe I called it too soon. Maybe I was too pessimistic. Maybe I didn't believe in 458. But things now are actually looking pretty good for him. Got triple nexus, he's got frontal pressure there up on Burgersasu, who's gonna lose his hatchery in the front there, which is pretty significant. It's pretty significant losing that early hatchery there in the front at about 6 minutes into the game. It hurts. It's a slow process though, it's a very slow process. Only one single cannon can hit the hatchery. It's not gonna go down fast, but it's gonna go down for sure at some point. But Burgersasu in the back knows that drops are not gonna be happening. Because drops are not going to be happening, he's just going to sunken up the front to make sure that the zealots are never going to break through, or at least not easily break through. While at the back, he's just going to go for mass hatcheries, because he's got the overlord there in the base, he got vision of all of the technology, all of the building and progression that 458 has in the back. He knows what 458 can do, and what he cannot do. And because he knows those two things, what 458 can and cannot do, he knows that he himself can afford just go for a lot of hatcheries. He's got 7 hatcheries being built and finished here in the back, plus 1 main hatchery. He's got 8 in total, might go for 9 in total, but now massive zealot attack. Burgersasu seemingly was not expecting what happened. This is gonna kill the choke. He does have a Hydralisk then finished up there in the back, but he needs Hydralisks to keep this alive in the front. Although 458, I thought 458 was gonna kill all of this, but it turns out he's not gonna kill all of this. He's just gonna try to walk through. I'm not sure if that was the best choice. I think he really should have just gone for getting as many Sunkens as he could have. I think he could have killed 3 more Sunkens, but instead he's gonna go for an attack on the drones. He is killing some drones. He's disrupting the mining, which is pretty damn important. Disrupting the mining, it does slow Burgersasu down, specifically because 458 went for triple nexus really early on, already on 52 probes compared to Burgersasu's 26. It's about half. So Burgersasu has, in the end, fallen behind on 458, and that is ultimately what matters the most to 458. Having a significant lead over the Zerg that actually means something. Because sometimes, a lead over the Zerg as a Protoss, it might appear like a lead, but in reality, it isn't. Because the Zerg is using a lot of drones to build Sunkens, a lot of drones to build hatcheries. So it might be like an illusion. The illusion that the Protoss is in the lead. But in this situation, the Protoss is definitely in the lead. Cannons on Robos on the middle, 1 Starfighter in the back, Corsair flying around, H2 Corsairs in fact, hunting for overlords and gathering information on what Burgersasu is doing. Burgersasu though, is using this moment of time where 458 just lost all of his zealots. He's using that moment in time to, instead of building mass Hydralisks, he's building mass drones. He's on 41 now, getting a couple more, getting a Spire as well. He's getting upgrades for air, getting Overlord speed, getting Hydralisk range and speed, getting level 1 attack for them Hydralisks. He's getting pretty much everything at the same time, at least the things that he needs. He isn't getting things that he doesn't need. Because getting things he doesn't need is a waste of money, and against 458, you cannot afford to waste your money. 458, 67 probes, he's doing fine, he's growing rich, he's growing big, he's growing strong, getting upgrades for ground, getting zealot speed, level 1 attack, and getting shuttle speed as well to mix in those drops, while going for frontal attacks with Reavers and zealots. Burgersasu though has got Muliks on the way, Scourges as well. Scourges are there for the Corsairs. The Corsairs are pretty damn strong against Muliks, but Corsairs are not that great against Scourges, because Corsairs have to kind of hang still in the air in order to attack. Now they can run away quite quick though, but they still have to hang still in the air to attack like this. They can't move and attack at the same time, which makes them pretty easy targets for Scourges that are hunting them down. They have to keep running, they cannot do any return damage. So he's gonna fly back to the cannons where the Scourge will get taken down by the cannons, so he saves those, he saves the Corsairs quite well. Does take a little bit of damage. Mutas on the side there, taking out cannons and probe to prevent a contain on the side. he wants to keep this side opening available for sending maybe drops, maybe Mulisks into 458 space. Now 458, 76 probes, 150 supply, Burgersasu 47 drones, and 87 supply. So there's a pretty big difference. But he also has about 20 Sunkets in the front, which kind of counts as supply, 2 Sunkets in the back. All those Sunkens do contribute towards his fighting, or at least his defensive ability. So you do have to count them in on the supply count, in my opinion. You do have to count them in on the supply count. There's a lot of Zealots here on the middle, level 1 attack and speed, both finished up. Got Scarab damage on the way, Reavers in production from the Robos, and Corsairs flying back and forth here on the southern side of Burgersasu's base to try and secure the perimeter to stop Overlord drops and to stop Mulisks from flying over without at least taking damage or getting stopped in their tracks by cannons on the low ground. So yeah, 458 has kind of stopped attacking at the moment. He really just wants to use the massive economic lead to get as much done in as short a period of time so he can safely attack Burgersasu without facing immediate counter-attack danger. But this approach from 458, while I do trust in his judgment, there are some weaknesses to it. And the weakness in particular is the fact that Burgersasu, while 458 is growing bigger, getting control over the map, getting a bigger army and a bigger economy, Burgersasu is getting better defenses, getting more army, getting more drones, and advancing his technology. So Burgersasu is in a pretty good spot at the moment. But I've seen Burgersasu in better positions than this against 458 and still lose the game. So never ever count 458 out. He's always got something up his sleeve, and most of the time, something he's got up his sleeve is sheer consistency. Sheer consistency and speed. Consistent attacking, diverse attacking, and having his mind set on a goal to hit an attack. Master Reaver Zealot Unload there, of course, is coming in to kill the Mulisk. This is pretty dangerous for Burgersasu because his Hydralisk army is not that great. He just turned a lot of Hydras into Lurkers, and the Lurkers are on the wrong side of the base, so now we've got the Reavers pushing forward on the top side, and they're killing every single Hydralisk that is coming in. The air cannot save this. Burgersasu is in trouble, he's losing supply very quickly. We've got the Lurkers relocating further to the north to try and assist in taking down. But you got a drop there coming in on the drones from the right side. He's running those drones to safety. Reaver there on the scene. Reaver not getting taken down because there's way too many things there on the scene. The Scarab does not explode. Burgersasu is at the moment safe. But there's still Reavers on the top side pushing forward. Ooh, disruption webs there from the Corsairs. Beautiful stuff there. He's getting us around there with the Lurkers on top of those Reavers. The Reavers have no detection. They're on the scene. The Reavers are going to get taken down after us around. We've got Corsairs there running about on the sides, killing Overlords. He lost about 10 Overlords. I think he had a lot of supply space. He's all the way down to only 112 available supply. Now 104. Burgersasu just took a huge hit, which goes to show that 458 deciding not to attack for a little while worked out like a charm, because he just dealt a lot of damage to Burgersasu, who now has to recover 2 hatcheries, has to recover about 40 Hydralisks, has to recover a couple of Overlords as well because he lost a lot of Overlords. He is spending money, and he's actually incapable of producing a new army because he does not have supply space. Not at all. So the situation right now is very favorable for 458, where another drop there prepared. They're inside those shuttles, ready to fly over the bottom side, while the Corsairs are going to try to distract from the top side to draw forces away from this southern attack. Burgersasu though not falling for it. He feels something is up. Got Sunkens on the bottom side and Hydralisks as well. Reavers unloading on the bottom corner. There's no Lurkers here on the scene. A lot of Zealots there mowing through that Hydralisk line. Shuttles returning back to the front, but they're getting taken down in the process. Reavers pushing forward. Reavers crawling closer to the drones. Hydras coming from every single direction. The Hydras are going to win the fight, but the Zealots are still there on the scene, ready to take down whatever they can, and know the Corsairs are going to come right in to mow down those Overlords out of the air, while the drop is coming from the right. So many things happening at the same time. It's double Templar Storm, and he hits everything goes down, and that should be GG. Burgersasu cannot possibly come back from that situation. It's GG. It's one win for both players. 458. Like, he started off weak. A pretty good push that could have done more but did less than I thought. And then he just went for the triple nexus and just went all out on the economy and macro. And very good decision making. It just goes to show that even if your early game strategy kind of flunks out, doesn't do too much, you can still have a really great switch up into something else. And 458 clearly knows what he's doing. This was really solid. Burgersasu could just simply not keep up with that massively chunky, thick economy that Burgersasu had. His ass claps were... His ass cheek were clapping with all the money he got up that trunk. Anyway, 1-1 for both players. We're going to continue on in the next video where we're going to see who wins game number 3, Burgersasu, or is it going to be 458? Hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like or a comment or subscribe. Do what you believe is the best thing to do. See you soon.